listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn connects you with experts from all over the world to help you take charge of your career, your business, and your life. Rap along with us. Visit drjacalyn.com to learn how to become a guest or a sponsor. And now, the doctor is in.
Hello and welcome to USA Global TV and Business Talk Radio. You are watching the Talking Heads Show. I am Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, and I'm so happy to have you here today. I just want to let everyone know how grateful I am. We were not impacted by the tornado here in Avalon, New Jersey, although very close by in Philadelphia. I know there were parts that were hit very hard. So we're thinking of everybody who is in the path of the tornado and everyone who was affected by the hurricane. So please be safe and just know that we're thinking of you. Our show is a presentation platform, and we have people from around the world who are experts in their field come and deliver a 15-minute presentation to help us be better both personally and or professionally. Let's see who's with us today to share their knowledge. We've got Caroline Heward joining us from London. Hello. And we've also we've got Ricki McKenna joining us from the great state of Texas. Hi, Ricki.
Howdy.
Hello. It's great to see both of you. And I love the fact that you both just met for the first time. I love bringing people together. There's always some kind of synergy.
Love it.
Yes, fantastic. So as I just let our audience know that you will each present a 15-minute lesson, and then the other, me and the other person will go backstage, then we'll come out and we'll have a discussion about it. And I know Caroline is psyched to go first, but before you start your presentation, I'm going to spotlight each of you, and I'd love for you to share about the work that you're doing and why it's so important to you. Caroline, I'm going to start with you.
Hello, I'm Caroline Heward, and I'm the Holly Street Stress Expert. I've been working with the chakra system for 21 years. Why it's important to me is it helped me change my life. It helped me realize what I wasn't handling in life and what was causing my stress, physically, emotionally, mentally, behaviorally. And it helped me live a better life. And that's what I want to help others do. I want to help others stop suffering and live the life that they were supposed to live.
Fantastic. Thank you, Caroline. And I have to let our audience know that yesterday I got a little bit of a coaching session from Caroline. And some things were coming up for me as we were having our discussion afterwards. So I'm pretty psyched for today so I can also look inside and see what's coming up as you're presenting. Ricki, I'd love to hear about the work that you're doing and why it's so important to you.
Thank you, Dr. Jacalyn. Well, first of all, my mission is to really help people understand what food is and why we should eat good, nutritious food and how to prepare that food. Of course, at Ricki's Kitchen, that's part of what I do. I'm also a certified coach, health coach, and life coach. And I discovered a long time ago, and I'm in my 7th decade, which really surprises me. I did discover a long time ago the difference that food can make in your life. And I'm all for helping people live longer, but also live healthier with food. And so that's truly my mission in life. I've been through the junk food route, and I've been through feeling, frankly, crappy. And once we clean all that out and clean up the kitchen, which is what I'm addressing today, life gets a lot better. And it's a lot more pleasant. So that's really health and longevity is my concern. And the world just needs to know that everybody can do it.
Thank you, Ricki. Brilliant. I think it is interesting that every day we have to make choices when it comes to food, right? It's not like something we do once. It's like every single day, do the right thing. And then we fall, and then we keep going down this path because it's so easy to get caught up in sugar or fried foods or whatever it is. So I'm excited for your presentation today as well. All right, Caroline. Caroline, are you ready to go?
Sure am. Here we go.
Who's producing this show? Okay, fantastic. Here you go. And Ricki and I are going to go backstage. Here's your presentation.
So today I'm looking at Transformation Chakra Healing Journey, the 5th chakra, the throat chakra. So the throat chakra is the 5th chakra, and it's our center for self-expression, communication, and speaking your truth. The throat chakra, the Sanskrit name for it is Vishuddha, which means pure, purification. And it works with the sacral chakra that we looked at earlier on in the series. It's our center for communication, for speaking clearly and effectively. It's also about hearing and being heard. It is our center to live in our purpose, to express our purpose through the voice for world expression. It expresses our creativity from the sacral chakra and literally moves it into experiencing through speaking about it. The throat chakra represents blue, and it's all about good communication. It's our ability to speak your inner truth. Your true self exists between the clutter of the thoughts that fill your mind. And we go into a place of literally no mind. And when there is no mind, that's where we find our true self. It's also about our inner voice and our strong self-expression. Because most of us hear the inner voice, but we don't tend to express what we really think and feel. It's about understanding and speaking your pure inner truth, not the things that you think want to be heard, but the things that we really feel. That's the pure state of being. Our authentic expression. It's to listen and express from our authentic expression of our truth. The throat chakra is related to the thyroid gland. And the saboteur of the thyroid gland and the throat chakra is lies. When we lie or somebody lies to us, that affects our throat chakra. The element associated with the throat chakra is ether, space, nothingness. It means especially pure. And the color is light blue, like an aqua blue. It is related to the throat, the mouth, the tongue, the lips, the jaw, the ears, and the neck. And the seed mantra is hum. And you say it as hum. So let's look at some imbalances of the throat chakra. One of the ones that is key is because the thyroid gland is associated with the throat chakra, we get overactive or underactive thyroid glands. So most people that have under or overactive, usually it's underactive, but it can be overactive. Now there's only one reason that it's underactive, and that is that you're not expressing your true self in terms of your feelings and emotions. You're more comfortable to sanitize what you think you should say or not say. And the overactive is when we move into a place of saying a lot to the point of gossiping about others and other things. But that's not really coming from a place of speaking our truth. So it can be under, where we're not expressing our true feelings and emotions. And I'm going to caveat that by saying Usually we're very good in our work and in our business and our occupation. We're usually very good at saying what we think, and we express what needs to be done much more easily because it's practical without the emotion. But when we go into our personal lives, that's with our family, our friendships, our relationships, and obviously the intimate partnerships that we have, that's what I'm talking about. That's when it gets difficult and we don't express our true feelings and emotions. We sanitize them because we think others don't want to hear what we have to say. It's related to when there's an imbalance, there will be throat problems like tonsillitis. When as a child, I had a lot of tonsillitis. Any infections or sores in the mouth, the tongue, and infections of those areas. If there's an imbalance, it can create a cough. And a cough in terms of we're literally clearing away the words that we don't feel we can say. Let me say that again. We're literally clearing away the words through the cough or the clearing of the throat because we don't feel that we can say them. So it creates a hoarseness in the throat when we're not expressing our true thoughts and feelings and emotions. It can create gum disease and sinus infections. Now here's a really nice one that I really love to express: neck pain. Many people have neck pain, and there is only one reason for neck pain, and that is that you're not expressing your full creativity in your environment of work and your occupation. And whenever somebody tells me that they have neck pain and they're using all sorts of pain killers and gels and things to make the pain go away, it's all very well dealing with the physical side of the symptom. But when you become aware, this is the piece, when you become aware of what the root cause of that neck pain is. Sometimes people have neck pain for anything like sort of 2, 5, 10, 15 years. And they just go about life as that's always how it is. They've always had neck pain. Or it's when you change your environment of your occupation and you're not now expressing your full creativity. So neck pain is related to the lack of expression within your work, your occupation, and the way that you operate in terms of giving your gifts to the world. It can create headaches, spinal cord issues. Obviously, if we're not expressing ourselves, loss of voice. And for singers and actresses, vocal cords can have a problem. Now let me talk about vocal cords, because particularly in musicians and actors and singers, we hear a lot about them having vocal operations on their vocal cords. And that is because a lot of the time, they're not actually being their true selves. They're an expression of who they feel they should be rather than who they really are, especially if they're an actor or actress. Stammering and stuttering. They're signs of not being able to express how we really feel and think. Problems with the esophagus area. So when people have cancer of the esophagus, it is literally because they have not been able or don't feel comfortable to express how they really think and feel. Emotionally, remember, I'm caveating this by when it really matters. It's the personal life. Fear of speaking. This will make you a poor listener. And sometimes that can create an arrogance in your behavior because you're always trying to work out how to move through the fact that you're not expressing who you really are. So challenges of this chakra. Expectations, yours and others. Usually we have a situation, especially our peers, our family, our friends, and also the expectation that we put on ourselves, that we aspire or we think we should be doing certain jobs, certain types of work, certain careers, and yet we're not. And when we don't do what everyone else or we aspire to be doing, then we have some challenges. And then we start telling lies. Yes, telling lies about what we really think about our daily life. We don't actually feel comfortable in expressing what we really think and feel because we're too busy in the doing. So it affects our career and our job, our work, and we could just be in the wrong job. This can create depression, anxiety, and low self-esteem. Because if we're doing something we're not loving and liking, and we're not honoring ourselves in that role, it will lead to low self-esteem. And so one of the strategies is to fill your time, is to literally do lots of things and fill it with activities. But you're not, when you actually stop those activities, then you're left with self. All there is you. And when there is not full and genuine expression of your truth, so self-esteem hits rock bottom. That can cause depression and anxiety because we're not being who we truly are. We're being a reflection of what we think we should be, but not what we really feel we want to be. So there is always in this situation a difficulty of expressing your feelings and emotions because we don't want to appear wrong and we don't want to go against the status quo, so we don't. Some of the foods for the throat chakra: blueberries, blackberries, lemon, limes, dragon fruit. To soothe your throat, drink plenty of water and herbal teas, warm herbal teas to soothe your throat. Coconut water, raw honey, apples, pears and plums. I'd like to go through some throat chakra affirmations. These affirmations, they might seem small, but they actually will take a huge effect because our words have a vibration. Everything is vibration. And if we're not speaking our truth, and if we're not feeling from the place of speaking our truth, we have a problem. So I hear and speak the truth. Many times we're not hearing and speaking our truth. Many times we say what we think somebody wants to hear rather than what we really feel or need to express. So I hear and speak the truth. And if you say that affirmation and you're not speaking your truth and expressing your real truth, this can cause you challenges in your life and an imbalance in the throat chakra. I am safe and trust others to allow me to express truthfully. Sometimes it doesn't feel safe to express how we really feel and think. I love to share my experiences and wisdom. I know when it is time to listen. Creativity flows in and through me. because this is related to the sacral chakra, which is the seat of creativity, but we have to express in words. I live in my truth. I communicate my truth. I am the truth. Caroline Heward, my whole focus is the mind and body connection. I'm the Harley Street stress expert. You can reach me on No More Stress at live.co.uk. Phone number +44 7523 120 189.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
Brilliant. Thank you.
You've got such a great voice. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
We've got a couple of comments. Mr. Hyatt Ives is in the house. Hello, Hyatt. Great continuation of your series. Fantastic continuity. And we've got Hyatt over on Facebook as well. So he's on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you, Hyatt. How's it doing through ourselves? Brilliant. I thought it was really phenomenal. I love the pacing. I love your deck. I love how it's sort of, it's like 3-dimensional. And anyway, I was so happy that the throat chakra is not an issue that I have. Thank you, because so many of the others, I'm like, oh, that's me. Oh, that's me.
Yeah, it's me.
It would have been some challenge for most people in corporate, because we're going along with what doesn't feel right with the company values, and sometimes we are working for people that we don't really believe in what they're doing. Certainly when I was in corporate, I had a lot of problems.
Oh, how true.
Yes.
That's why I left corporate years ago.
Yes, and I think I share, it's in my book, but I shared that the big reason that I left was because my ulcerative colitis, my facial eczema, my scalp psoriasis were out of control. And finally I thought, hello, your body's trying to tell you something. And fortunately now I'm very zen.
And so that was, I kept staying, and I had a beautiful friendship, and she said, why do you stay and suffer? I says, because I'm good at it. And that's what we do. We're good at something. And we say, because I got to do it, and that's from the ego. But actually, when we're not expressing from the place of our heart, when we're not being in our heart, there's something amiss in our lives. You resonate with that.
Not only resonate, I'm embodying it. Truthfully. And what's interesting is the three of us came from corporate backgrounds.
Yeah.
And now we're real ourselves. And one of the things that I've just written in a blog for the Wellness Universe is words have power, especially those from your heart.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I've got God bumps. I've been really getting this message. Actually, there's a little book that I'd love to share, but it's in the other room. If I may, I'll run and go get it. It just nails this. Caroline, this couldn't have been more perfect. Thank you so much.
Well, you're
and
very
thank
welcome.
you, Dr. Jacalyn.
Thank you, Ricki. Thank you so much for the engagement. And if you want to go get the book, I'll just take you off the screen. Okay. Yes. We've got another comment. Guess who it's from? It's from Hyatt. Hyatt, I'm disappointed that you didn't jump over to LinkedIn to watch us. Can you go over there now? No, I'm kidding. Great double header, Caroline and Ricki. Thank you so much for watching, Hyatt. Definitely appreciate it. So, Caroline, how are you feeling? Was this your favorite presentation so far?
I have a favorite in all of them. This one particularly is jogging me, because there are things that I don't say, because I don't know how to say, because I don't want to appear wrong. I don't want to upset anybody, and I don't want to create a conflict situation. And so I kind of go inwards and almost go into a place of sufferance until I work out how I can feel strong in expressing my truth. And there's certainly some things in my lifetime and recently that have come up for me that have been challenging. And as I'm going through this chakra series, I'm saying, you know what, I have some throat chakra issues because I don't want to upset anybody. I don't want to offend anybody. And I want to be respectful of where everybody is. And that's the balance of being respectful to others and myself and honoring my true self.
Amen.
So true. You know, something I wanted to say, and then Ricki will go over to you, is that since I started doing the broadcasting, and it was before me doing this because I was actually on a local TV station, I have to watch everything I say and do because I'm in the public domain. So that includes driving. If somebody cuts you off, or if you go in some place and, you know, you have to wait and somebody's rude or whatever, I really can't say anything because it could be, you know, I don't know what the backlash would be. But I think for me, and I wanted you to comment on this, is it possible that goes to the ulcers and the colitis as opposed to the throat?
Yes, it can, because if you're not expressing, because there's two imbalances here, you're not expressing, and because you're not expressing, it's suppressed. And if it's something that you're feeling angry about and not express the anger, then that will create colitis and the acid, the arthritis type issues. And so it is about expression. And so, yes, if you're not expressing your anger, your sadness, your heartache, your conflict, that's the first chakra, and where it relates to resides. So there's two areas, a primary and a secondary. Absolutely.
Yeah, my grandmother used to say how did she put it? Say what you're thinking, or your bowels will be in a snit, something like that. So there's definitely a brain bowel connection.
Oh yes, oh yes. And we don't. We live in especially in the Western culture and society, we live in a society where we're sanitizing what we think we should say and not say. And and we, because we sanitize it, we're not being, we're not being who we really are. Yep. I've said some things in the past that have, you know, I'm told that I'm very blunt. I'm straight between the eyes. I'm I'm very straight talking. And, you know, if it's, you give me a spade and I will give you a shovel back, because I'm very direct. I've been trained by a lot of Americans. More than half of my life I've been trained by Americans.
The old Americans.
Oh dear.
It isn't direct.
Good or bad?
The English are not that direct, believe me. And I feel better because I'm direct. But then that indirectness of the Englishness that I come from causes me challenges. And that is to celebrate the American directness, not to the annihilating it. It's celebrating the fact that most English people, they walk around and they are apologizing before they've even done anything.
Thank you, Caroline. We actually have to take a break, but Ricki, did you want to read something, or just wanted to show the book?
Well, I'm reading this book. We have a spirit group that gets together, and this is the book that we're about to work with. And everything that you've said, Caroline, it's backed up in here regarding your vocation, where people go into what they think they should be or what their parents said they could be, you know, that whole litany of things. And this book's amazing, and it totally addresses exactly what you said.
I should write a book.
Thank you. I've been the universe is speaking to me from you and the book, and wow.
All right, very powerful. We are going to take a break and hear from one of our sponsors, and our sponsor today is Listening to Smile. So let's take a look, and then we'll be right back.
The music, services, and programs that we offer at Listening to Smile are based off of scientific studies and research, along with our own personal experiences and testimonials from our clients and our affiliates that we work with worldwide. My own personal journey began in around 2010, and I tried to find relief from a chronic illness that I was diagnosed with. And the traditional ways of healing, they tried to fit me in this box, and that didn't work for me for so many reasons. And this led me to a self-discovery that I never expected to be so life-changing. Healing is multifaceted. It requires us to really look at our whole selves and to get really honest about what we see. I started to see movement towards recovery when I started to integrate yoga into my life daily. When I started to incorporate the music into all aspects of my life, including my yoga practice, my healing completely accelerated. And listening to Smile's music helped me to open my consciousness. I was able to open my eyes to new perspectives and make changes that I needed to make in order to recover. The most noticeable difference that I saw right away, like immediately after listening to my first frequency track, was how much my anxiety stopped, completely stopped. There was such a relief. My mind was actually quiet for the first time in so many years. I felt safe. I felt this comfort and this peace immediately. I continued to listen daily, and I found that amazing things were happening inside of me. I felt calmer, I felt happier. I felt like I was in this little bubble of peace. Physically, I started to see the changes happening. I started to see the things happening in my body that needed to happen for me to heal from my illness. I felt empowered, I felt hopeful, and something that I hadn't felt in years. This is why we at Listening to Smile integrate yoga and listening to Smile music together. We see such a huge benefit from integrating the music into other modalities of healing. It accelerates these modalities, it steps them up to another level because it works on the brainwave states and the neural pathways in the brain. This is something that is not very easy for us to do alone at home, but the Listening to Smile music makes that possible. This is where real change happens. This is where the body and the mind sync up and work towards health of the being as a whole. That is true health, and listening to Smile frequency music will get you there.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Hello and welcome back to USA Global TV and Business Talk Radio. You are still watching or listening to the Talking Heads program. In our first segment, Caroline Heward led us through another one of the 7 chakras. Today, the throat chakra. And now Ricki is going to lead us off in her presentation. All right, Ricki, are you ready to go?
I am. I guess I am. Wait a minute.
Uh-oh, there's that throat chakra. You're not expressing yourself, Ricki.
Okay, I am expressing myself.
Fantastic. Okay.
If it were later, I'd put a little scotch in the water.
Caroline and I were going to go backstage, and Ricki, it's all for you.
Thank you, Dr. Jacalyn, and thank you, Caroline. That was a wonderful presentation. Have you ever felt that someone speaking directly to you when you listen to something like that? It's just amazing. It's the message that the universe has been giving me for a while. And the other message that I'm getting is talking about food. I am a foodie. It's Ricki McKenna, and it's Ricki at Ricki McKenna. Should you like to email me, please? Today, I'd like to speak about nourishment and food and storing things safely in the kitchen. I am a foodie. I work from my kitchen as well as my office. And one of the things that I've found is people don't understand how toxic their kitchens and bathrooms, particularly the kitchen, may be. And so I'd like to address that. And speaking to cookware and to storing food. So first of all, You can find me on patreon.com/Ricki McHealthy, which is my nickname, MC Healthy. And it's RICKI, as you can see on the screen. First of all, food nourishes us in a lot of different ways for different people. And food actually is what connects us all. So no matter where you are, where you live, and where your kitchen is, or where your food comes from, it's more than just what we put in our mouths. It's an environment that helps us heal. When people attend a party at someone's home, everyone usually gathers in the kitchen. So you want it to be not only clean as far as appearance, but truly clean, deep, deep. And that involves using things that are natural for cleaning products. Lemon is one of the things. Orange, you'll find cleaners that you can purchase that are made with non-toxic ingredients, such as lemon and orange, and vinegar. And I have a whole book on vinegar cures, the king of cures, but it's also involved in cooking. And of course, if you use something like red wine vinegar in your salad dressings and for marinades, that's one of the things that will help clean up your palate and clean up your insides. And of course, I'm sure most of you have heard something about taking a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar daily. Don't take it off the spoon. Please put it in something like either juice or water, because it's quite strong, but it does help alkalinize your system. And as far as food goes, your body, when it's alkaline from food, is cleaner, because things like cancer and other disease growths love sugar. So the alkalinity that's produced from the apple cider vinegar helps your body get into more balance. And now, as far as storing foods, when you're cooking foods, actually cleaning first. Let's clean up the foods. When we bring produce home from the stores, what I do is I put it in a bath of, it's tap water, but I add vinegar and I add a special veggie cleaner, something that actually takes the toxins off the outside. And of course, if it's in a big bin with other fruits and vegetables, you want to clean those anyway, because who knows how many hands have been on them. So I use water, basically warm to cool water, with a couple of tablespoons of vinegar and usually some soap. So just to get it clean and dry, make sure you dry everything. And when you're storing, and well, first of all, when you're using cookware should either be stainless steel or ceramic, because ceramic, sometimes you can get the pots and pans that are specifically lined with ceramic. They're nonstick. They're not another kind of nonstick, but they're ceramic, and it's solid. It doesn't leach any chemicals. And there's also glass cookware that can be utilized. There's glass bakeware, which is really important. And we've had glass bakeware for decades. So it's one of the things to look for if you're trying to clean up your kitchen. If you've got aluminum pots and pans, please change them. Get one at a time if you can't afford the whole thing or a whole set of them, but look for stainless steel. And if there's any aluminum involved, it should be on the bottom of the pot or pan, because it does conduct heat well, but you don't want it where it's going to touch the food. So as far as your cookware goes, either stainless steel, glass, ceramic. And when you're prepping foods, use either you can use a hardwood board, wooden chopping blocks and so forth, or something like the silicone now is really good, because that does not leach. It doesn't put anything into the food. The foods will not absorb anything from that kind of surface. The next thing is for preparing the food, use those same things. Cookware also. Another thing is cast iron. And the black cast iron pans and pots that we've had for years that weigh a ton? Those are really good if you keep them clean enough, because they do not leach, but they do give you a wee bit of iron in. They have some of it that gets into the cooking, especially if it's heated. And it's not something that is very toxic. And remember this about cleaning the pans as well. First of all, seasoning them with a good oil, like olive oil, or I use olive or grapeseed oil, and heating them. You put the oil in a pan and then heat it up slowly, and then let it cool down and wipe the rest of the oil about it, but leave a film, tiny film of oil in the pan. Do not use soap and water on them. Use water, yes, but not soap. This takes the coating off. So you want something that's either the cast iron or stainless steel for cookware. And now coming to storage. Storage is an interesting thing because we have something called green bags, and I've used the green bags, and they seem to elongate the life of some produce, for example, lettuce or cucumbers or celery. If you put it into a storage bag, they're particularly green bags. They're made by a couple of different people, and you can either get them online. Just look up green bags for storage. They come in different sizes, but what I found is they do extend the life of produce. What I do with my produce, other than that, if I don't have the green bags, is I wash it thoroughly, except for things like herbs. Basil especially will wilt and disintegrate very quickly if you wash it before you use it. Buy it fresh and keep it as fresh as you can. Something like parsley, that you can wash, and I actually plant it in a glass of filtered water and put it in my refrigerator, so it's kind of pretty in the refrigerator, but it's also quite practical because it does keep it hydrated and fresher. What I do with most of my produce after washing it, I'll make sure it's dried thoroughly. Then I'll take paper towels and wrap lettuce, for example, or my kale leaves, anything in green and leafy that you're going to wash other than something like basil. Put in the paper towels. Make sure it's as dry as you can get it. Use a lettuce spinner if you have it to get all the moisture off. And then take the paper towels and then put it into your plastic bags. That will keep it much fresher for much longer. And if you're going to store liquid things, please get glass. I should have brought my glass top. You know, the glass top containers that have they have silicone rings that go on, and you tighten the top down with a clip. Those are the ones that really keep things fresh, and you can do that with dry. For example, use rice or quinoa in a jar like that, but make it glass. Even if it comes in plastic, after you've opened it, take it and put it in a glass container. Anything that you're storing in your refrigerator, if you can use glass rather than plastic, please do. Heating. Reheating in microwaves especially, or anything on the stovetop. Before we had microwaves, we would take something out of a package and put it into a pan and heat it that way. Now, if you have plastic containers, and there's a lot of those who've had parties where they sold the plastic containers, I'm not mentioning any names, but we all know who it is. Take the food from the plastic container and put it in a glass or ceramic container before you put it in any vessel, in any microwave, or even in a pan on the stove, but specifically in a microwave. You can't use metal, so use glass or ceramic, and then it will heat beautifully. And when you heat plastic, it leaches bisphenol A and a number of other things, phthalates, that are unfortunately ubiquitous, especially due to all the plastic water bottles that we have. And instead of a plastic water bottle, please either get a ceramic lined water bottle or stainless steel. It's much better for you. And if you carry them in your car, if it gets heated, please don't drink it. Water the lawn with it, but don't drink it after it's been heated in a plastic bottle. It's all these things that once you clean up your kitchen and clean up your storage, it makes a complete difference in how your body responds to things. And I'll give you an example. Storing in glass, it's inert, which means it doesn't transfer any chemicals to your food. So it will have your food last longer, and it will retain the taste, the proper taste of it, because it's not leaching any chemicals and receiving any of those. So it would change the taste of it. So basically, that's what I have to say. And you're cleaning, as far as the vinegar goes, using not apple cider vinegar, but the white vinegar for cleaning. And if you combine that with something like baking soda or boric acid, you can clean almost anything, but don't use it on stainless steel. You can use it on ceramic tops. You can use it on ceramic pots and pans, but not in stainless, because it actually will hurt the stainless. Just taking a sponge or a damp cloth with some white vinegar on it will help clean up grease and the things around, the stainless around your burners on your range. And you can use it on almost any surface, and even in the bathroom, especially if you've got a ring around your spout or in the drain in your sink. Pull the drain so it stops the sink and pour the vinegar in it. If your shower head is squirting all over the place instead of the water coming out straight, remove it, put it in a bath of pure white vinegar for about 6 to 8 hours if it's really bad, or 2 to 3 hours if you decide you want to take a shower, and let it sit in there and then rinse it through. It's absolutely amazing the difference that it will make. So bathroom, kitchen cleanup, and if you're washing things like sheets, towels, please do not use those dryer sheets. I'm on my high horse about that one. That's one thing that I am totally adamant about. Anything that's smelly, that has a perfume in it, that isn't something from food or a natural source, please consider leaving it out of your life and out of your clothes, out of your washing machine, your dryer, anything along those lines, and even the dishwasher. And running, what I've been told helps, and the book helped me with this one too. Take an ice cube tray and pour in your white vinegar and freeze it. Then take those cubes out, and as you start your dishwasher, put 2, 3, or 4 of them in the bottom of the dishwasher, and then put your dishes through the cycle. The vinegar in the water will help clean them and sanitize them as well. So basically, that's what I have to say about clean up your kitchen.
Wow, lots of great tips there, Ricki. That was brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. My gosh, I never knew that vinegar had so many uses.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Mm-hmm.
And did you say that you can use vinegar on a cloth to clean the outside of your oven, the stovetop?
Yes, just the vinegar, not anything else with it. Because the vinegar tends to clean as it will with something that's clogged up in the bathroom. My favorite thing is to take my shower head down every few months and just stick it in vinegar for a few hours. And it does make a difference in how the water flows. Absolutely.
Wow, that is great news. What about putting it, you know how, I don't know what that thing is called that goes in the sink, the
drain trap
thing. Yeah. And that always gets hair and mold and stuff. How is that good to put in vinegar as well?
I would clean it out first. You can usually remove those, but you have to go under the sink to disconnect. You might want to get a little help with that. I figured out, lying on my back and looking up at this drain thing, I've done that. And you do take it out. It's amazing what gets in there. You're right. And then it's yucky.
It's not pretty.
Technical term, it's yuck. And taking the vinegar dissolves all that junk. It's gunk. And so, it definitely works for that. And another just quick hint, that if you use, I don't know if you have them in the UK, if you have the disposals in your sink where the
garbage disposal?
Disposals. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
There's it's like a cup with fingers that is in there that stops a lot of food from going in, but you can put the food down it. Okay. This is not pretty, but take that out and clean it. Because underneath it, where the disposal thingy is working,
yuck.
A lot of goo, that's food, and it sticks. And you'll be amazed how much fresher your kitchen will smell. First of all, take some lemons and limes and put them down there, and then the vinegar ice cubes as well. And that'll help clean out the disposal.
I think we're talking about a lot of science projects that might be going on in the kitchen, in the bathroom.
Yes.
And
that's a good way to put it.
So question I have, Hyatt's going to try the vinegar for ice cubes.
Yep.
So is that just use the vinegar and not the dishwashing detergent?
Oh, you can use the dishwashing detergent, but I would run through the vinegar as well because it'll clean out the lines.
Ah, got it.
Soap scum. It's wonderful for cleaning out soap scum. That's not what gets into your shower head, but it does get into a lot of other things like the dish disposal. And that's something, and you can take, I'd put gloves on and take a sponge and clean the underside of that if you can't pull it out. I know.
Just close your eyes. Just
right.
This is a great time. If you have a shield, put the shield on because then you know what's
on before you do that. And gloves.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it does clean. There's so much toxic crap in the kitchen that we need to get rid of.
Definitely. Something that you brought up that I was really happy to hear is about washing the various things, like, because I always wash the vegetables and the fruits, and people would say, what are you doing? Why are you washing it? Like, because it's been rolling around. I don't know where it went down that thing in the grocery store. I mean, how can you not wash it?
And how many hands have looked through the pears and the apples and the carrots and whatever that's
fresh. Don't.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not good. Now, when we're washing it, can you just remind us what should we use to wash the vegetables, the fruits, etc.?
Well, I've used actually kitchen soap, liquid dishwasher soap, but there are several different kinds of, and they're organically made veggie washes. You can pick them up online. Most of the grocery stores have them. I think in the UK they probably do too, because I don't know that there's that much difference, but you can also use the vinegar, squeeze some lemon juice into it, and let it soak.
Good one. I like that.
Yeah. And then
I have
a rub.
Okay. I have a whole collection of bottles from Young Living essential oils. Good. And so I'm always wondering, like, what else could I use them for? Mm-hmm. So maybe lemon with vinegar.
Yes. Lemon, and also what's the other one? Not lavender. Lavender's kind of calming, but the lemon or orange are both antibacterial, I believe.
Okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. Excellent presentation. The two of you together, rock stars. I love it.
I did want to express something that I really learned, because my fridge is filled with plastic tubs. And that's kind of shocked me, what you said. And, I'm thinking that I've got really good housekeeping. Anything open, it gets put into a plastic tub. And I never even realized, so now I'm going to go out and get a lot of glass tubs to put my things in.
Caroline, in that instance, if you're taking something that's warm, that you've cooked, and putting it into plastic, let it cool thoroughly first. Yeah. It's okay to put it in if it's going to be cold. Do not use them for heat. In other words, don't take it out, thaw it out, and put it in the microwave.
Oh, I don't have a microwave. I don't believe in them. So I don't zap my food. Okay. But, keeping stuff in the fridge, like open rices and pulses, things like cake, is that not good?
That can be okay if it's in the fridge, because you don't want it to get any type of heat. That's the whole point. And there are less expensive or cheaper plastics that can be used. If you're going to use plastic, get a better grade, the highest grade of plastic. There's some that have been sold at parties we have here. I don't know if you have them there. And make sure that there's something that doesn't leach. But really, anything to do with heat, use glass.
Great. Thank you.
Or storage in the pantry, because you can't always control the temperature of your pantry. It's better in glass.
And the other thing that you mentioned was cider. I used to work for Holland & Barrett as a manager a very long time ago when I first started my career in looking at the health side of things.
Mm-hmm.
And cider vinegar was something that was so far out in 1988 when I joined them.
Yeah.
But now, you know, because it's so known about, it's kind of beautiful that it's more and more in the consciousness of the mass media of using vinegar. And vinegar is actually cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is also really good for arthritis as well, for the acid.
Yes.
So I have a question about apple cider vinegar. I had the big bottle, the apple cider vinegar with the mother, and I was taking it straight. Almost went through the whole bottle.
Oh.
I mean, the taste of it. I would say to my mother, "Look away," because it's like, whoa. But I stopped doing that, and I stopped doing it because I read that it's bad for your teeth, and I take such good care of my teeth. So now what I'm doing is kind of a sacrifice, because now I'm taking the gummies that have 15 calories, which I'm not happy about because I know there's some kind of sugar in there. But at least it's apple cider vinegar gummies. They're by Goli, Goli.
Oh, yeah.
So, I guess there are other gummies. No, I don't do those kind of gummies. Just apple cider vinegar gummies.
Apple cider vinegar, take a tablespoon, take a glass this big, fill it halfway, and put it in there and drink it. It's really palatable.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to suggest that.
If you have to, try it in warm water with some honey and vinegar. It's soothing as well. Yeah, as far as a cold or anything like that, warm water, or not hot, as warm as you can get it before it becomes really hot, and a teaspoon of honey or half a teaspoon and a tablespoon of vinegar. The apple cider vinegar.
All right, there's the new Saturday night drink. I like it.
A woman after my own heart.
Well, ladies, excellent job today. As always, thank you both for being here. We have to close out our show, so I'm going to spotlight each of you, put up your banner. And Ricki, who should reach out to you?
People who want to live better, live freer from all the toxins around them, and are willing to go for it. I work with a lot of women in their 40s and 50s and up, and a lot of seniors and men as well. We all have bodies that we need to keep in good health. And that means keeping them clean and freeing ourselves from the toxins environmentally.
All right. And the best way to reach you is your email, Ricki at RickiMcKenna.com. It's RICKI at RICKIMCKENNA.com. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And the Queen of Chakras, what is the best way to reach you? Who should reach out?
Anybody that's suffering with stress, whether it either be physical, emotional, mental, or behavioral. So that's stress, anxiety, depression, back pain, neck pain, intimacy problems, relationship issues, bereavement issues. And we all have them. And I offer a free telephone consultation. You can reach me on No More Stress at live.co.uk. I also have a WhatsApp number. So if you're international, drop me a message and let's do it on WhatsApp.
Thank you, Caroline. All right, ladies, I hope you have a beautiful evening, beautiful rest of your day. I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you so much. Bye now.
Thank you. Bye. 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 Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, Hyatt Eyes, for engaging on Facebook and YouTube. You really would make my day if you joined us from LinkedIn. I'm just saying. Okay, I'm going to give a little selfish plug. I don't usually plug too much about what I'm doing, but I am also a certified holistic life and career coach. Every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, right here, wherever it is that you're watching, I am doing an 8-minute live in reference to listening. I have been branded the listening mentor. I've been listening to people for 30 years in corporate. Oh my gosh, we have the green screen again. Hello, green screen. I don't know what is going on with StreamYard. Anyway, so I've been branded the listening mentor, and every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I provide 8 minutes filled with wonderful lessons and tips. So yesterday we had our first 5 tips on how to be an effective communicator. Today we have part 2. This is at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 p.m. British Summer Time. And on Friday, I answer your questions. So if you have questions that in reference to being an effective communicator or listener, or how your relationships are impacted by your ability or inability to communicate, please do email me, Jacalyn at drjacalyn.com. You can see the information streaming across. And the one thing I'd like to leave you with, this just happened, right? StreamYard did this yesterday and did it today. And I'm just acting like it's no big deal because things happen in life that are out of our control. So I could completely what's going on? Oh my gosh, I'm going to call Stream. No, that wouldn't solve anything. So I hope that you take that into consideration with all the things that are going on in this world. When you read the news, it's just one horrible thing after another. So just remember the lessons that you learned here today, and there are people here to help you. Please contact Caroline. Please contact Ricky. Please reach out to me. We're all here to help you. Don't live in silence when you have the ability to get in contact with someone else who can really help you and really cares about you. Okay, I hope I will see you back here at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 p.m. British Summer Time, when we have another Talking Head show. And on that show will be Mr. Hyatt Ives and Mariska Dupree. And after that will be my 8-minute lesson. Thank you so much again for being here. Thank you for StreamYard for teaching us that not to take things so seriously. And thank you to our wonderful presenters, Caroline and Ricky. Great seeing you both. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.